Day 5.
Day 5?
Friday. The Friday episode. We made it through a week of working at home. What are you drinking?
Actually drinking some Lagunitas IPA. My mom likes to call it IPA.
IPA.
And I got my Lagunitas shirt on too. So
I can see the hops. I can see the hops on it, but
the hops. I got that as a in the raffle for the Boy Scout pancake breakfast. So
nice.
Like that.
Contents under pressure. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just drinking another Sierra Nevada Porter. So
cool.
Yeah. But all right, yeah, we'll dive right into it here. And
what's going on in the world?
Yeah, a lot is going on in the world. I have a bunch of notes. I know, trying to kind of keep our time down, so I'll bust through some of these. But as I kind of mentioned yesterday, let's cheers to the people that are infected and fallen, and say, hey, we remember you guys, and sad.
Absolutely. Cheers. Impacted. May everybody who died rest in peace, and their families. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just feel for them, and we love you all out there.
But the first thing I got on the list here is kind of, I don't want to say funny, more like coincidental. But now what I have heard is you guys have been ordered by your governor to stay in your house.
Yep.
J.B. Pritzker.
Yep, we are officially there, and we'll start tomorrow, 5 p.m., where everybody's got to be in essential services, our gas stations, grocery stores, and pharmaceutical places like Walgreens. So that's it. No, we can't go anywhere else. We're all on lockdown, so I think it's certainly more the same of what we've been doing. But definitely not what we've been seeing. I mean, there's been a lot of people just going about their daily lives like nothing's happening. So that's why we're here. That's why we have to make it happen, because people aren't complying, if you will.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. New York's also the same way. I saw that Cuomo said that he's going to sign an executive order mandating 100% of the workforce stay at home except for essential services. Also, I saw that Saudi Arabia closed down Mecca and Medina, the two holy cities. Yeah, so that's a big deal. At least the prayer sites. Yeah. So usually these prayer sites. They shut it
down for the first time like 2 weeks ago to clean it, Mecca, and it's that was the first time that it had ever been closed for anything, and now it's shut down. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, usually you see pictures of just like masses of people there, and it's kind of eye-opening how many people are there. Now it's the opposite. Yeah, it's crazy. But the lockdown is spreading like the virus, it seems like.
Yeah, it is. I think Italy's, setting the trend of what was really going on. Hey, guys, this is what we're experiencing. Don't allow yourselves to get in the situation that we're in. And now it's just a waiting game for America. A lot of other places, but just a waiting game. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Another thing I thought I'd go into is the Defense Production Act, which has been activated. I'm not sure what the right term is, but this was an act that was put together for the Korean War and has been reenacted. And I was going to just jam down the list of things here that it can do. So this is Chuck Schumer pleaded with Trump, or asked Trump to put this into effect, and Trump agreed right away. So you can see that the two sides, which usually are combating each other, are now starting to work together. But this authorizes the president to require businesses to sign contracts or fulfill orders deemed necessary for national defense, designates materials that are prohibited from hoarding and price gouging. Also, second, it authorizes the president to establish mechanisms such as regulations, orders, and agencies to allocate materials, services, and facilities to promote national defense. I think that might have to do with getting tests and maybe using the hotels around the nation.
Yeah.
The third part of the bill is control the civilian economy so that scarce and critical materials necessary for national defense are available for defense needs. So, this is, I think, all about, trying to get, I'm sure, medicine, health products, medical products, that's probably food, stuff like
Anything.
that. Yeah. But it's interesting.
That's some interesting language. Pretty scary, But again, if you're not working, you're not doing anything, please, government, pick up the phone and give me a call and see how I can, put myself back to work and generate some revenue.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that, the hotels are doing it for free. Hopefully that'll, address some of the, the challenges that they're having. I know that something last night that I saw that I didn't put in the notes here, but it's something worth mentioning. Sean Penn was on CNN, and he was talking about, the government, the strength of the United States Army, and really advocating, in my opinion, for the Army to step in and help to take over the situation. He made some really good points, though. Kind of challenging the idea that that's a bad thing, even though it's never really happened in the in the way that it could happen. That our government, the United States government, is the most humanitarian army on the planet. They do incredibly awesome things all around the world. Their efficiency is unmatched. So, yeah, maybe we do need them. So I don't know what to say about that.
It's definitely lots of things are being done and haven't been done before. Lots of things are being considered that haven't been considered before. No doubt about it.
Yep. What else you got here?
Nothing else. Or I guess just kind of like tie that last thing off with the Defense Production Act. And another thing that just was ominous to me was the act authorizes the president to requisition property, force industry to expand production and to supply basic resources, impose wage and price controls, settle labor disputes, stuff like that. That starts to...
Sounds very Bernie.
And it's definitely... un-American is not the word I'm going to use, but people start to see a conflict between that and traditional American values, I guess is maybe the best way to put it. So maybe desperate times mean desperate measures, but it's one of those things. It's big stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's call it what it is. It doesn't stand for what America stands for. We stand for the opposite of what this is saying. Historically, we've always gone against that grain and been independent and done our best to, allow our citizens to be independent and successful. This is scary stuff. Wage control.
Property requisition. That's a weird one. So,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe they wield that stick lightly and everything's fine. But, I'm sure there's some people that aren't super thrilled about that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. But okay, we'll move on. I did put something on the list that you and I were texting pretty late last night. You had been on the phone with relatives.
Right.
So, yeah, I put the note here, convincing relatives. But I'm going to let you take this away because I'm not sure that's 100% what you want to talk about. But, this one's on you.
Yeah, no, I think... I've got some relatives that don't necessarily buy into this being serious, and it's nothing to, it's a conspiracy, and, it's not really as bad as it should be. So it's, especially some elderly, aunts and uncles who aren't really free about. I don't know how you get there, especially after what's happening nationally. Just press as hard as you can without pushing away. But it's hard. It's hard to watch people on the news and see that people out there are taking this, their lives and the lives of others, doesn't really matter. I'll do what I want, and I'd rather party at the beach than do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. Having, you know, it's just one of those things. You just want to feel comfortable and make sure everybody you love and everybody you care for is doing the right thing and taking care of themselves. And if you know you've got those fringe elements out there that aren't, you're going to worry about them. And there's only so much you can do. I'm not going to be able to pick up the phone and convince anybody with a conversation. They've got to buy into it and and figure it out themselves. You can nudge, but sometimes the harder you nudge, the bigger wall is put up between you. So I don't know what to say. Well, that's kind of that.
Yeah, I had I might have even told you about this before, but I had a friend at work that when everything was just starting to begin to unravel, and I think you and I were kind of a couple steps ahead of everybody, and we were talking about things, and we were getting prepared, and we were probably politely talking to people, going, "Hey, maybe you should be prepared. Maybe you should get some food, this and that." I had a friend at work who I told. I said, "Hey, he said, "I'm getting kind of nervous about things." And I said, "Yeah, do you have any food?" And he said, "No." I said, "Maybe you should get like a week or two worth of food." Then later that day, he tells me, he's like, "Man, I've been totally freaking out. I've been, I stocked up on all this stuff, and my friends think I'm being crazy, and they think I'm overreacting." And he sent me this text. This registered nurse said, "Your friend's being silly." And now that guy is in his building where he lives with 15 other people, and there's a person with coronavirus in his building. And he is now sheltered in place, not going out, self-quarantined. And I'm not about to go, "Hey, I told you so," but I'm also happy he.
Well, you told him so.
I did, and I'm glad he went and got food, because that's one less thing he has to worry about. But to your point, it's kind of same kind of thing. I didn't try and nudge too hard, and some people just went, "No, what are you talking about?" And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I have this like I said before, I'm not big on anywhere else on social media. I do Twitter because I don't really, need to connect with any one person. It's just kind of pop in and out, and there's no commitment to it. But I did have a number of kind of little Twitter battles, a month ago, or even 2 weeks ago. "It's just a flu, chill out, shut up," and I'm like, okay, but it's not, and the data is showing it's not. And if you pay attention and look, into it and spend, a small percentage of your day's energy into just doing a little bit of research, it's pretty obvious. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people, as early as 5 days ago. Who knows? There's probably a bunch of people who are still, whatever. It's not in my backyard. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Yeah. Like it's millions of miles away. Like that means anything today. So that's why. Who knows? Maybe this lockdown will help out and really mitigate the impact of the contagion and flatten the curve, as everybody says.
I have to assume it will. So
yeah, I think. This is going to do something. It's got to be a positive, impact on the spread. Hopefully, it just isn't too late. That's kind of, I guess, where I'm getting at.
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, what else is going on? Let's see what happened in the house today. I had a slower work day. I ran over to my mom's house to grab the stuff that I forgot when we were divvying up groceries yesterday. So ran over there and came back and hung out with the kids, had dinner, and played guitar for an hour, which was good. I needed to do that.
A little serenity.
Yeah, for sure. My daughter, we pulled up some Mumford & Son videos. Marcus Mumford put a new song out today that's for this, really just to kind of reach out to the world right now, and with everybody going through what they're going through, and it was a nice song. So we just watched some Mumford & Sons, and played along, and played some some other music, and chilled out and decompressed. So
that's cool. Send me that link, because I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah, for sure. I'll do that right now. I popped one link. That's a video we can watch for funny stuff, and then another one is this release for Mumford & Son. So I'll put the tweet in there, and then you can see kind of Marcus Mumford talking about what he's doing, and then there's a link to the song in it. So check it out.
Okay. Cool. All right. I don't have a ton to talk about in my house because this was just another day full of work, and it just started early and it went late. I got done. Oh, that's kind of cool. Uh, I and yeah, I got done maybe like I don't know 20 minutes before we jumped on the show here. So I don't even have much to register there.
Well,
But
cool. Let's check out some funny stuff. I mean, you
yeah,
got a little
yeah,
stack of stuff here. So.
yeah. Here, so
Oh
what?
yeah, I saw this actually. I saw this on a link. This is good. You got to pull this out, get the screen share. So this is the government telling people to work from home, right?
Yeah, so I saw a bunch of stuff on that. Let me see here. I'm sharing my screen. Oh, so we'll flip through those. I thought that was pretty funny actually, because it definitely seemed to be a trend on Twitter. So I was just gonna jam through those of the government telling people to work from home, the different industries working from home, different jobs working from home. So first one was the archaeologists.
Yeah, I love it.
That was pretty funny. The marine biologists, the Bethesda employee. I thought this was pretty funny, actually.
that's
anybody that's played Skyrim or anything.
Gamers will appreciate that. That's an awesome one.
The meth cooks. So, pilots.
Pilots. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I saw.
And my favorite was the Uber drivers.
Yeah, that's the one. I love it. The Uber drivers. That's great.
Yeah, that was great.
I saw another one. It was a train conductor, and it was the train literally drove right through the house, and it was.
Oh man, that's funny. I wish I would have had that. That was great. That's funny.
Yeah, that puts a little perspective on it, right?
It does.
Work from home. Does. Okay. Well, sorry, can't work from home if you're a brewer. You know? Yeah. You know, you work for Sears.
We're pretty lucky, I bet you. I mean, we are pretty lucky, no doubt about it. But I was going to say, I bet you the percentage of people that can work from home without taking a huge hit, it's probably not a lot of people. Not a high percentage.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Pretty lucky in that sense. So you said you added something to the...
Yeah, if you click on the little chat down here.
Oh, the chat. Okay. I'll pull that up.
Open the conversation. So I had one on here. This is a funny video. You're going to have to share and watch the video, though, but you got to turn on the audio.
I'm going to turn the sound on right now. Yep.
All right, so this is really funny.
First one here.
We watched this one together as a family. Everybody was rolling.
So my dad did the math on toilet paper for quarantine. So here it is.
Go to Costco. Big, huge thing of toilet paper has 30 rolls. Now, each sheet has 425 sheets per roll. That is 12,750 sheets per case. So that means 20 sheets per sheet, which comes down to 637.5 sheets per case. And that is 45.5 sheets per day. So a person grabbed 4 cases of toilet paper for Costco as a family of 4, quarantined for the required 14 days, would need to shit 182 times a day to use the purchased amount of toilet paper at 20 sheets per shit. Now, let's all calm down.
So my dad
I love it.
That's funny. That's perfect, dude.
That's good math.
That is. That's math right now.
And you don't need to share the Marcus Mumford one. There's, you know, it's a 2.5 minute song. People can go check it out. We can put the link in the show notes.
In the show notes.
Yeah, in the description there. So good to go.
Okay.
That's funny. Yeah. So the math on sheets per shit. You know,
yeah,
it's great.
That's hilarious. 182 shits per day.
Hey, you know, somebody needed to do the math. That was good. You know, put us all to ease. You know, I just read something about just a few minutes actually before I got on, about a stolen container, shipping container that was found, and it was stolen, and it was full of commercial toilet paper, like 18,000 pounds of commercial toilet paper. I was like, man, where were they going?
Yeah, right. They
The
should
black
take all,
market.
all the toilet paper that like all the sports stadiums were going to use and start reselling all that.
You know what? There you go, Brad. That's even more logical. We know that we don't have a shortage because there's no events happening. So all that toilet paper is, staying somewhere.
That'll be part of the Defense Production Act. They're going to requisition that toilet paper.
So you got a couple tips here.
Yeah, I did. So these things are mainly about passing the time, and a couple things. So first of all is Call of Duty Warzone, which is a big game that came out not too long ago. It's free to play. I assume just for a certain period of time, but popular game, new game, really fun. Already has tons of users. I want to say 25 million users already. And it's getting really good reviews. All my sons have played it, said it's really good. It's a battle royale game
right now, so I don't forget.
Yeah.
That's great.
So I think you can do crossplay. So you play Xbox, I play PlayStation. We could play that game together. That's something.
Oh, it's on consoles too. I was
yeah,
just thinking PC.
consoles and PC, I believe.
Nice.
Pretty sure. I should double check that. But I know that the other Call of Duty game is cross-platform, so that I'm just presuming this one is.
Cool.
Yeah. So then another thing I got here. This is for people that just maybe are looking to burn lots of time and maybe haven't found a way to burn time, and they're feeling kind of getting antsy. Is a show that I watch with my kids called Critical Role, and I'll set it up. It is a show of voice actors who play various characters, typically on cartoons and some in video games, and they have created a show, and they're on their second season now. The show's called Critical Role, and it's they are all playing Dungeons and Dragons together, and
Nice.
They are in full character because they're voice actors already.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It is super cool. One, it is super popular, at least for fans of D&D. My kids have turned me on to D&D. We played a couple sessions at the house in the last 6 months. Lots of fun. One of my sons is super into D&D and super into Critical Role. Just to give them a little bit of cred, they have the biggest Kickstarter ever. So they raised funds to put together a book. Or sorry, let me set this up a little bit better. So the seasons are somewhere around 150 shows, and each show is about 3 to 4 to maybe 5 hours. So this is why I'm bringing it up, because it's a time burner.
Whoa.
But they sit down and continue a single storyline that goes on for hours and hours, episodes and episodes, and you start to really like these characters, and you start to feel like you're along for the ride in the adventure that they're going on. As I mentioned, they're on their second season, which is a whole different storyline, whole different set of characters. Again, super popular. They if you start at the very first episode of the first season, they're like in their one of their living rooms, kind of all thrown together like you think a regular D&D session would go. And then now they actually have a full-on studio, which is really nice, upscale. They do live shows, sellout crowds, huge
Wow,
venues.
that's awesome.
Yeah, Netflix has picked them up and is going to make an animated series of the season they're doing now. So they'll have an animated show that follows their storyline. It's so awesome. I have to really give these guys credit. You do not need to know how to play Dungeons and Dragons to like this show. So anybody that's turned off immediately when I say Dungeons and Dragons is totally worth it. I enjoy it. I think it's awesome. All the people are super funny. They're all hilarious. They're great actors.
Nice. So, I think I'll check that out, man.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. In fact, I'd love. It might be a cool way to introduce the family to see if we want to, try to take a stab at it and play it.
Dude,
one of those things. I can see my kids getting into that for sure.
Yeah, and with Dungeons and Dragons and with the show, we're just laughing constantly. It's always so funny and so fun. So it's worth a try if anybody
Nice.
ever any interest in that. The last thing that's not on the list here, as far as a suggestion, is really kind of something that we have taken a huge advantage of since we've been quarantining, which is our bread machine. We are daily making bread, and that is going a long way. So instead of going to the store and stocking up on loaves of bread, we stocked up on flour and salt and butter and stuff like that. And we're making good bread. The house smells good. And homemade bread's the best. Tastes the best. So it's just a tip for people to try.
Yeah, we're gonna make some bread tomorrow. Actually, my bread machine's down. My little paddle is broken. So I
Oh
gotta
man,
get
I bet you can get a place.
Amazon. That's like a super funky little weird part. But yeah, that sounds great, man. I think making bread is just awesome. You know, anybody who doesn't make bread or hasn't ever tried it, dive into it and check it out. It's not that difficult, and it's really rewarding. You know?
Yeah, and a bread maker makes it easy beyond belief.
Yeah,
It's just,
for sure.
just-
Yeah, just throw it all in there, and you know, sometimes it doesn't work out, but for the most part, it's pretty. You know, don't get too crazy on the ingredients. Simple breads work great.
Yeah, totally. That's what we do. Simple stuff. All right, I think we should call it. So
Good show, man.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ding.
I have my this is an actual mason jar. I was looking for the one that I wanted to bring, but I actually have two glasses that look just like this that are Lagunitas IPA. You know, they're like a mason jar.
Cool.
But since I got those, I've since circulated the regular ones in there somehow, and so now everybody thinks that these are the ones. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't care.
Funny.
We're like a hipster bar. We drink out of mason jars in our house. You know?
Yeah.
Well, good show, man.
Cool, man. Same to you. Good show. Signing
Subscribe,
off, guys.
like, give us your feedback, your comments. Hey to Brian, my cousin Brian, who I'm going to send a link to. Welcome to our podcast, and he's looking forward to trolling us and getting in the comments.
Oh, perfect. Troll away. I'd take a troll comment anytime. But, yeah. All right, guys. Signing off.
Bye, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.